Suzanne. What is that Seva Stuff?
Oh, Kate, I thought you'd never ask. Reflecting on Seva board meetings and how I know I, as one of the people who organized several decades of Seva board meetings, have to mention the board meetings with the adults is one thing. The board meeting for the kids who were brought along is yet another. And I can honestly say that there were some years, I think, more effort went into designing what these children would do and have fun doing during the hours and hours and sometimes days, and you've heard sometimes a week or more, when parental units were meeting somewhere nearby. So this was just a little slice of life. These are children of board members and staff. Shyam and Anjali Khanna, their dad, Ravi Khanna, worked with Seva for many years before he went on to the Peace Development Fund, where he became executive director. And they are flanking Sarah Franks Jones, Steve Jones' daughter, at this meeting. Oodles of kids. I mean, this is really just a small grouping because usually we divided them sort of in cohorts by age and interest. This is one of the many meetings held at Camp Winter Rainbow, and, you know, kids coming in along with their parents from various parts of North America, as well as in some cases we were able to hustle ways for some children of partners to also be able to come. And if they came in the spring, we had the bonus of them staying on for Camp Winter Rainbow summer camp. And we also had the great benefit of lovely people coming partly for the board meeting, and then over time, taking care of the kids and being with the kids became a real draw. So here's Natalie. She's come from Atlanta. She's come for the board meeting, which was held at Camp Winter Rainbow here under the Oaks at Black Oak Ranch. But Natalie came for the board meeting, and she came to be with the kids. And she got this idea from Wavy Gravy, because some of you know the origin of Camp Winter Rainbow is that Wavy would accompany Ja and their son while Ja went to her own Sufi practices during the summer for a week or two in New Mexico. And over time, Wavy saw, gosh, what are all these children of practitioners going to do? I can do something with them. So Wavy started just doing these informal activities with kids while their parents could maybe even have, you know, two parents from a family participating with their teacher instead of one parent always keeping an eye out for the kids. So that's where Wavy really got the idea of doing a kids camp, and it just caught on fire. And Natalie, a longtime Sufi and a longtime friend of Jahanara's, really appreciated that aspect of Wavy's contribution to their spiritual community, and then how it morphed into a very broad, wonderful entity, which it is today. So speaking of kids, the first 10 or 15 years of Seva, just about any year when we went around the board meeting circle for circle sharing, we would come to know that someone in the circle was expecting a child. And this, honest to God, for about 10 or 15 years of meetings, there was always a child on the way. And we had various ways of letting people know about this. So this is from a Seva newsletter internal to the board from the Seva office in Chelsea, Michigan, where this is a July 1982 little newsletter to the board. And we're just on the last page here. And we're talking about the Nepal program and the survey and various things. Then we talk about the Ram Dass raffle. There always seemed to be a Ram Dass raffle. And then finally, as a surprise to me, our office coordinator, Judy Gallagher, had put a birth announcement for the child I was expected to have just any time now. And she'd actually held up the newsletter by a week or two, hoping to announce the arrival of the first Gilbert child, Michael Gilbert. So she writes this kind of funny, cute piece about how she was holding the newsletter, but now the child, whoever it is 2 weeks overdue, and she didn't want to delay it. So she went ahead and she mocked up this birth announcement as the final page of that little informal periodic update to the board. It was designed so people could just fill it in with whatever information was relevant when and as I would have a baby. And this was on 12th of July, 1982 at 7 p.m. We had a bouncing baby boy, and it was Michael Kevin Gilbert, 8 pounds, 9 ounces. I felt great. So this was how the birth announcement worked for our first child. So that's That Seva Stuff.
Hey, thanks, Suzanne. That was so amazing.
There's a lot more where that came from. Stay tuned on our social media channels for more.